And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, June 28th, 2014. This is Season 8, Episode 26. I'm Scott.
I'm James.
And I'm Nathan.
And welcome to the show. That's it. That's all you got for us tonight. It's just me, James, and Nathan in tonight. Welcome to the show. If you'd like to get in touch with us, Nathan is still taking phone calls, 334-272-9228. Give him a call, 334-272-9228. If you'd like to join in what will likely be a very casual conversation of an episode. Check out ingamechat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us over on Twitter at ingamechat, as well as on Facebook. You can email us, everyone at ingamechat.net. We're streaming the cam feed right now on Twitch. Head over to twitch.tv, look for In-Game Chat, and you'll be able to find us. And join us in the chat room with everyone else and talk to us live while we broadcast. And it's, Twitch has a 60-second delay, so everything that we say gets to you 60 seconds later if you're watching us through Twitch, so that by the time you reply, we'll have forgotten what we said to begin with. So, but still, that doesn't stop you, because right now I think they're talking about Steam sales or something like that, which is likely what we're going to be talking about here in just a minute. Steam sale is still going on. It's about to be done tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific, noon our time. Will be the last day, right? It'll go through until
it ends on the 30th. Yeah. It'll be the last. Tomorrow will start the last day. We should put it that way.
Yeah.
Steam usually runs in 24-hour periods for all of their sales or anything like that, and for them, any given 24-hour period starts at 10 a.m. Pacific or ends at 10 a.m. Pacific. So, one more day to, craft your badges, contribute points to your team, as long as you're on red team. If you're not, forget about it. Because they're apparently the only guys who are accumulating enough points anymore to win. Or I guess we don't even know. Who won? Pink won today, right?
Yeah. Red's dominated there for a while.
Red dominated there for a while, and it's Valve's fault. Mm-hmm. Valve tried to fix it. It actually was being gamed.
It was. I went to the Reddit page for the red team.
Yeah.
I went to the Reddit page for all the teams. It was very interesting how they were doing all that. But yeah, there was an organized effort to have everybody win twice.
Right, because they said there are 5 teams, there are 10 possibilities to win. It was a little bit white hat, They wanted to make sure that every team had an opportunity to win an equal number of times, given the overall kind of, I don't know, this is not even close to Steam's better efforts at gamification of the sales. It's not really fun. There's not really an awful lot in it for a lot of different players, so it's a really good idea to make sure that everybody gets to win a little bit all the time.
Yeah.
But then Steam tried to counteract.
Yeah, they said no.
What was going on? No, we're going to make it so that there's 3 different teams or 3 different.
First place gets 30 people get the top 3 games on their wish list. Second place,
20
people get the top 2 games on their wish list, and then third place 10 people get the
which
the top
again
team.
On top of the incredibly lame contest parameters they had laid on top of the sale, that was an incredibly lame way of trying to bring the sale back under their influence or control, or I don't know, to try to convince any other group of people who had figured out how to game it, how to manipulate it, that they shouldn't be doing that anymore.
Yeah.
It broke it for like 3 days. So
yeah, you knew exactly
it
who
broke
was gonna
everyone's
win.
behavior. There was an incentive to act a certain way. And then that incentive went away, and now it's been terrible.
Although if you go to the Red Team's Reddit page, we are aligned with the pink, because they're the closest to red in the other colors, and so
in the spectrum.
Yeah, That's
ridiculous.
yesterday was our day because Pink was originally supposed to win yesterday, and so they said let's boost Pink. Let's
And
still try.
Yeah,
and
they
convince
won
them.
today.
And they won. You're right. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but looking at it now,
Yeah, there is no
holy
margin right now.
Cow!
After 6 hours, there is no margin today.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Now it really makes me think that Valve is doing this. I don't
If
know.
there's anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, you can go to
Just go to Steam.
open up your Steam client or go to steampowered.com.
Yeah.
And you can see kind of an overview of what we're talking about here. And
This is fun to watch,
It'll
actually.
never actually make any sense because it doesn't make any sense. But it's the poorest incentivizing I think they've done so far. It's flooded the market with cards, which is fine, I guess. I never farmed anything, really. I've been doing that kind of nonstop this past week.
Yeah, STM Fuller in the chat room says he sold every single card he got.
I still have about 30 games, 30 to 35 games that I have to farm cards for. But it's put an awful lot of money into my Steam wallet,
Yeah.
which I wasn't sure what I was going to do with until today.
Nothing had really come across.
There was a whole bunch of nickel and dime type stuff, right?
Right.
And I've bought some nickel and dime stuff that's paid for itself.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the big fish landed with a really good discount today. Wolfenstein.
Right.
Wolfenstein showed up in a daily
Half
deal
off.
for 50%
Which
off.
the first date had a sale, didn't it? It was like 20%.
Yeah, but it was only like
It's like 20%.
25% or
Yeah.
something like that.
It wasn't as big.
It was $30. Or no, it's $30
Yeah,
now.
it's 30. Yeah. It
Because
was like 40
it's an
it was like
outrageously
44.
expensive game. It's $60.
$60, yeah. And
But
came,
it's got. I mean, it's a
it came out after South Park, didn't it?
yes.
And South Park only got down to $40.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, for its sale. Again, I did not pick it up.
Well, it's
what's-
safe to say we're not going to see it any cheaper than this
Yeah.
for a
Which,
long
funny enough,
time.
It'll be a while.
Funny enough, I beat South Park this week, actually.
Nice. Is that one of
How-
your
how
40
was it?
games that you had, or is that something you played on one of the...
Oh, it was one of my friends had let me play it on his thing, so we were playing it at his house.
Oh, okay.
But it's a really fun game.
It's Obsidian.
Yeah, it's really good.
I don't
jokes in it.
have. I'm one of I'm one of the few people in the world apparently who doesn't have like gushing love for South Park. I don't have anything against it. I just don't care about it as a franchise.
Yeah.
So I was a little worried that like in the 7 years it's been since I cared at all about it, that there would be an awful lot of content added to the universe that would show up in the game that I wouldn't exactly understand. I know that not to be true because I've prepared myself for it and I've read a little bit about it.
Yeah.
But what
mean,
draws me to it is the fact that it's an Obsidian game.
I mean, literally, I haven't really ever watched the show. The only time I ever watched is the typical South Park, the World of Warcraft, or Make Love, Not Warcraft
sure.
episode, but if you've been on the internet long enough, you know all of the South Park jokes and stuff. So
Right, they leak out of the show and spill out all over
little
everywhere
clips
else.
on YouTube and stuff. So literally, I have about as much knowledge as you,
And still
and I
enjoyed
knew
it?
all of the the whole man bear pig and
Yeah.
all of that. It's fun. It's really worth it.
Yeah, and so, that's a great deal. And I'm glad that you're going to be picking it up because we have our Steam clients are shared.
Right, and I'm going to disappear. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin for like 6 weeks here.
Yeah, this is pretty much James's last show for the next 6 weeks because he's got other things that are going to take him away from this show for about 6 weeks. He will not be able to be here, much less at home playing games at all.
Right.
You'll
So
get that.
you can make use of that.
Yeah, you get that one Monday likely off to where you will drink until you're dead.
Yeah. I
For
actually
the day.
I not when I'm doing that.
Oh, that's true. You can't really do that when you're doing that.
No,
Yeah,
ruins me
No.
pretty bad.
Nope,
I
can't
have
do
to
it.
be like a
Gatorade
grown
water.
up and I have to drink water.
You have to wake up, drink your protein shake.
yeah.
Which is nice because you and I made mention, and we have not made anything official. So this still could or could not happen. But talk about doing something on Monday nights. You and
Right,
I.
and that would be a much more casual thing.
Yeah,
obviously.
extremely casual.
Just so that
thing.
I don't have to feel completely disconnected from whatever it is the lot of you get up to while I'm gone. But
Yeah.
having said that, putting it aside, this is a perfect opportunity to pick it up. I can play it, and then when I disappear,
Then I can play.
Then
Yeah.
you can play it. It'll be one of the very few things that I have that you don't.
Yeah, well, that's true. You've got some stuff. You had Kingdoms of Amalur.
Yes.
And I was going to do
I have
that.
the full pack of,
And then
of Reckoning.
Yeah, and then it went on sale, and I bought it.
For Super. It's worth it.
Yeah. It was like $5 for the
I'd be
game,
interested to know if you
$7
actually
for
like that.
the bundle or whatever. So
Yeah, I'd be interested to know if
Yeah.
you like. I thought it was. I never did beat it, but and I haven't played the DLC at all.
yeah.
But it's really good. It was really sad that it didn't turn out to be a better version of itself, if that makes any sense. Given all of the money and all of the talent that went into not just that game, but that was supposed to establish an entire universe. That game was supposed to be, the paving or the groundwork for a whole universe that they were going to build sequels and an MMO off of. It was going to be a large scale branching IP, and it's still good. It's still really, really fun in its own way, but it also seems terribly old. And others really immature, really underbaked. I don't know, but I heartily recommend it for $5 or $7 for whatever the full pack was.
Yeah. But I was going to do that, but I picked it up on the sale. Did I pick up anything else? Well, I bought you.
You bought me Queen.
Yeah, I bought you Long Live the Queen. And I bought myself that too. I bought it and I was like, let me gift it to him. And then I was like, whatever. I'll go get it.
See, I was trying to snipe that sale back when GOG.com was doing the whatever was the little shotgun sales that they were doing, and I missed it every time because Long Live the Queen would show up at like 3 a.m. or something,
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's never even been terribly expensive. It's only ever been a few dollars, no matter where it was. But once you've seen it on that sale, once you've seen that low price, it gets really hard to pull the trigger on it at anything higher than that price. So, but it's actually fun.
Now,
it put it on the top sellers list.
It did.
Of all things.
Yeah.
And it absolutely does not look like a thing you would ever want to play.
No, it wasn't. It still doesn't look like that, but it gives cards, and so I'll be able to run it and let it farm some cards, sell them, and then use that money later when I see something
I think you would
on sale.
actually like it.
I don't know. I looked at the screenshots, and I was like, I don't know what's going on here, so let's pick it up and see what happens.
Yeah.
So it's $2.50.
Yeah.
Let's buy it. It's $2.50.
And, minus the cards.
From what I'll get on the cards, probably
Like
knocks it down
$1.
to $2.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Out of all the stuff that you've been farming, and have you been farming, Nathan? Have you been farming cards? What have you been doing with your Steam account that's so weak and begs for attention?
Hey, I hit
40
40 games. I hit 40 games. Okay, don't hate.
His Steam account reminds me of what my 360 used to be back when you had that little website you could go to where your 360 talked to you.
Oh yeah,
It's like, hey,
we
he
get
came
sad
in,
because
I haven't seen him today.
Well, okay, actually, I do have a question for you guys. Okay, so with the farming, the cards, right? You can only get so many cards.
You get
Right.
Yeah, it depends on the draw.
Like
It depends
4
on
or 5 cards.
It depends
it's
on
like
how
the-
many cards total are in the set.
Yeah.
10
Like
cards, you
yeah.
get 5.
Well, sometimes you'll get more than half.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll get less than half if it's an odd number. But if it's an even number, you usually get exactly half.
So how do you get the other cards?
You either trade them with friends.
Okay.
Like if you, or you know how if you go into your, you click on your name on Steam, look at that drop down. There's a thing there that says badges.
Yeah.
Scroll through that, and you'll see any game you have cards for. You'll see your incomplete set. Click on that, and below the cards at the bottom, it'll show you everyone who you're friends with who has one of those cards. So you can either trade with them, see if they have extras or don't want one.
Okay.
Or you can go to, there's a forum, there's a specific trade forum, have this, want this.
Okay.
Or you can go to the marketplace.
Okay. So, but once you get those cards, you can't get any more cards from that game.
From the game.
That's right.
Okay.
Unless you buy them or trade them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
the game
But they
will not
are
drop anymore.
technically a limited resource.
Yeah.
And this is also, to talk more about the manipulation of the game, this is also one of the reasons why you can only participate if your Steam account level is of a certain, a certain level, because they don't want you... They don't want you getting these essentially endless numbers. Like, create a new account, get an easy, cheap, free game, get some cards, sell it, or trade it to somebody else, and just kind of generate all of this money. They want to kind of restrict it a little bit, but it's designed to be a little bit social and provide a lot of economic benefit to Steam itself.
Actually,
because they take a cut of every sale.
I'm glad you brought that up because my account was only at level 7. was it 6 or 7? I can't
Right.
remember.
Right.
There's a certain.
You got to be what, 8? I
You have
think
to
to
be
do
8.
votes and participate in the
Yeah,
summer
for that daily
stuff?
vote thing to
Right.
get all your cards.
He sent me a message. He sent me a little Steam chat message with an emoticon in it. He's like, "Just doing this for the leveling."
Oh yeah, he left a comment on my account for the
Just trying
same
to get
thing.
I think you commented on one of my pictures
Yeah.
too, didn't you have
Yeah.
to? Yeah. Good picture you chose too. You could have just picked any random thing I had taken a shot
Yeah.
of.
I picked a legit picture.
Yeah.
But no. So, I was like, crap.
Have you written a review for a game yet?
I have not done that yet.
Okay.
No. I'll probably do that for Sniper Elite 3.
I did like a
We'll talk
sentence
about
for
that later.
something. I think
Yeah.
it was Back to the Future episodes is what I did.
Did you?
Not that great, but good for nostalgia.
No, the best kind of review
That's
to
it.
do, pick a game that's super cheap but has cards, and just go do a review and say that this game is great. It's 89 cents and I made 94 cents off the cards.
Exactly.
And that's it. And you'll get it'll become very popular.
Duke Fruckham says cards are infinite. Why are you saying that it's limited?
Because you only have a limited number of drops from that game. Once you farm cards out of the game,
Yeah.
it specifically tells you.
Limited for you, yes, I
Yeah,
understand.
for an individual person.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
They're
card,
like,
yeah.
Well,
Unless you decide to buy or trade.
unless you decide to buy or trade, but the cards are only generated when a person, an account, owns a game. The account has to own the game, and then the account has to play the game to generate the cards.
Well, what I was going to say was on Sniper Elite 2, I had all the ones you could get for free from just playing the game, and then I was able to buy the other cards for, I think, 30 cents total. They're only going for 6 cents a piece.
Right.
So then I crafted that badge to get the XP, and then they gave me 5 of the cards back for free. So then I could just make another
you
one.
get
so,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, so that worked.
I got a foil card the other day.
Good one or
It was a summer sale foil card.
how much did it go for?
I didn't sell it.
How much is it worth?
$1.50.
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
Yeah.
$1.40, I think is what it was.
I'll give you a
I
nickel.
didn't sell it. What I was, because, man, here's what taunts me. When you go to that page, it's like, here, you've crafted a summer sale thing, and then there's this blank one. You've crafted a Steam foil thing, and it'd never come up. And when I got the foil card, I was like, screw it, I'm going to get the collection. So I went online and I bought
I got you.
the rest of them. And when I crafted that, you get a ton of stuff when you craft a foil badge.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost all of it is either uncommon or then from there. Nothing is a common item.
I see.
It's
Yeah.
all uncommon and above. that
Chat
you
room
get.
makes a good point, though, that before we get too far away from it, anytime you have exhausted, this is another point to make, anytime you have a game, let's say you got Half-Life 2 or any game, and you have now gotten all 4 or 5 or 6 cards from that game, you are now eligible to receive a randomly generated booster pack for that game. So anytime someone somewhere crafts a badge, it will queue the generation of a booster pack for any game that you have already exhausted your cards for. So
And then you can
that is
sell
a-
that booster pack unopened. You'll never know what's in there. You can sell it like that. Or you can unopen it and possibly get some really rare card or some rare item if you open it up. And it's also possible you can get 3 duplicates. So so you run the risk there.
Which
I've
I did.
opened it.
The last booster pack I got 3 Counter-Strike Global Offensive duplicates.
Yeah, I got 2 once. I think it was a Batman pack. I opened it up. Two of the cards were exactly the same, and I thought, God, what a waste. So, yeah.
Well, one thing I was going to say though, real quick, was about so I was at level 7. I was trying to get to 8, so that way I could actually get summer cards
Sure.
from voting. But I was already had voted I had voted 21 times. 20, then you get one every 3 times after
Right.
level 8. And so I was like, wow, I lost a lot of cards there. So as soon as I hit level 8, Steam sent me all of my cards for me.
That's awesome.
So
I didn't know they did
so I was
that.
going to say, if you're not, and you have been voting, and you can get to 8, you can get all those cards.
That's
Nice.
interesting.
And so they'll just, because it was like you have 9 things in your inventory. I was like, oh, okay.
Wow, that's really cool. I
So-
did not know that. I did not know you could do that. So out of all the cards that you're farming, out of all the games that you're farming for
Yeah.
cards, have you played any of them?
Yeah, I played Sniper Elite V2 for a little bit. I played...
Did you play Deadlight? I know you ran it. Did you play it?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I did not. That was background farming.
Yeah. I was doing the same thing, but I was waiting for breakfast to finish, and I was like, all right, I'll just play a little bit of it while I wait. And 2 hours in, and I'm done. Finished it,
Yeah.
Took me 2 hours to complete, so went ahead and did it and got the card drops, duplicates, 2 of them. sold one, and then and went from there. So yeah, Deadlight I played, and anything else that I've run though I've kind of just said I ran again. Ironclad Tactics, I ran that again, but I didn't play it.
Right.
I ran a couple others, but I did not play them. But yeah, you played Sniper Elite. What else? V2 anyway.
Yeah. V2 is the thing I played the most of, actually. I kept it up way too long, as a matter of fact, because I was farming cards out of it. I would have to look at my account, actually. I'll have to take a look after or during the next break to see exactly what I did. But it's been like, I don't want to lie, it's been like 90% farming.
Yeah.
I watch for those counts. I check my cards. The minute the last one comes in, I close it, start at the next
It
one.
is the most I have ever seen my friends list on Steam. Green.
Active, yeah.
Playing games. I see people online all the time, but actually playing their games. Or at least running them for card purposes.
Man, some of these, some of them are stingy. I think it took me 4 hours to get all of my
I was going to ask
Divine
you how
Cybermancy game or cards.
I was going to ask you how long that was averaging to
It
get them all.
depends on the game. Some of them, man, what was it? Like Defy Gravity, I think. The cheapest game on Steam.
89 cents. During the
cheapest
sale.
game that costs anything, I suppose, as opposed to free. Drops cards, gave them all in like, it was like, here's like your 3 cards in like 15 minutes. So that was perfectly nice. It is a fun thing, a really fun thing to do. It's nice at this time of year that there are people who really care about generating these points. There are people who care an awful lot about building up through card collections, looking for foils, creating the summer sale stuff, and looking for the rare items. Because if you're lucky, and if you kind of game it just right, you can, there is a little bit of market return that can be done there. You can make a little bit of money on the Steam market. All I care about is my 8, my 15, my 20-cent cards. That's it. I throw them on the market, and that's money that I can spend on something during the Steam sale. And it cost me nothing other than the effort to download, install, and run the games that generate cards.
Yeah. And it's been good. It's been nice to see at least people running some of the games they don't normally, and hoping that maybe they'll play a little bit of it while it's running and find something that that they enjoy, that they like, and that they can play. I sat down and played a little bit of Gunpoint, and
Gunpoint's
really
great.
Yeah, and really I played some more of it again. I was doing the couch computer thing, and I propped the keyboard up, and the mouse was over there, and it was difficult, and I got through at least like the tutorial part, the first level where you have to go into get the 3 server rooms, or get the 3 things there. I got through that, and I was like, I'll wait till I get home to do the rest. So, but I think 2 cards dropped off of that. But what else did I play? Let's see. I played the Deadpool pinball table, but that was, I think, the week before last. I played Gunpoint. I played Deadlight. I played Murdered Soul Suspect.
You played through that.
I played completely through that. 2 nights is all it took.
Wow.
To play through it. In fact, if you go and look at my profile and find the game and see whatever time it says, I think it's got 8 hours in there. I think that's it. Now, a lot of that time is running around trying to find collectibles. They put collectibles all over the place. There's a ton. There's like 173 collectibles. This is not a big game. This is not, 173 doesn't sound like that much, but this is a very, this is a small thing. And it's difficult at times. You can miss some of them. But 173 collectibles. I was not trying to collect all of them, but as it went on, and as I want to do most of the time, it's like that the OCD kicks in. I've only got 3 left. I have to go find them. I didn't intentionally pick up the ones before that, but after having just 3 left, I have to find them. It really bothers me. And by the way, if you finish the game, you cannot go back to roam around and look for them. You have to start a new game and do it all over again. So keep that in mind. In fact, it does give you a warning of a point of no return when you, when you go into.
At least there's a warning.
Yeah, when you want to load a new level, it's like, here's this. You cannot go back. Do you still want to continue? I was like, yes, because I was ready to get the game done with. I was like, I'm done. I'm okay. I've gotten most of what I want. I'm done. So there's Murdered Soul Suspect that I played through on that. What else was I playing this week? I picked up Valiant Hearts. that is something I really, really enjoy. There's a video of it. I put a video of Chapter 1 up on our YouTube channel. However, if you look at our Twitch channel, you can see Chapter 1 Part 1 and Chapter 1 Part 2 that I played. These are unedited, so it's got all the comments that I felt about it after each playthrough of how I felt about what the game was doing. It's a huge, just nothing but puzzle game, and I love puzzles. These are not very deep puzzles. You know, find the lever to put into the switch and that sort of thing, and they're very simple so far as Chapter 1.
Right.
So,
I mean, having read about it a little bit, that's my understanding, is that the puzzles never grow terribly complex, but it's really puzzles in service of the story.
It's trying to tell a story.
Yeah.
Within a game, so it's like, well, what's the best way we can gamify this just to tell our story?
Right.
Put in some puzzles, and then put in some, if you want to call it stealth, it's not really, but some stealth like that to put it in there. But for the most part, you are playing that to experience the story, and so far I've really, really, really enjoyed that. I've enjoyed that a lot. In fact, I picked it up. There was a mess up on Steam whenever
was
it
a
went
pricing
live.
error?
There was a pricing error in Russia.
All right.
Yeah, I know. This is how horrible I am at trying to get discounts. There was a pricing error in Russia. The Russian people on Steam grabbed a ton of them. It was only for like 20 cents per copy.
Wow.
Yeah, 7 rubles, which I think is like 20 cents for us or something like that. They picked up a ton. And you know what they did for them? They were trading them for TF2 keys or Dota keys or anything. They're like, look, 1 key gets you this game. And there's just going nuts. And so everything was legit. And then Steam, of course, fixed the pricing situation. So, but I was able to get it for $4. So two TF2
That
keys.
sort of makes up for the money you spent on Murdered Soul Suspect.
I guess it
kind
does.
of comes out as a wash.
I spent $30 on Murdered Soul Suspect. I really wish I'd spent.
What's Ironclad worth? Or what is it? What's
15
the
or
price?
10.
15? Something like that?
For what?
For Ironclad.
For Valiant
Not
Hearts?
Ironclad, sorry, Valiant Hearts.
Yes.
Sorry, went to the other war thing.
$15. Yeah.
Okay.
$15. So, and I picked up Sniper Elite 3 off of eBay for $25.
Was that part of a
Part of
GPU?
an AMD deal.
An
He
AMD
got the
deal.
card that came
Okay.
with it, so that's how he got the game. What card was that?
R9 280.
That's right. Yeah, it's been working out for you, right?
Yeah, it's a good card.
Yeah.
It's been real good.
I've been running it at max settings.
Yeah.
Same for you.
Yep.
VSync off.
Yes, it's off. Yeah.
What are you getting?
I hit around. If it's really like in the beginning when all the missiles were
Oh, and
hitting
that's
really
very
hard.
hectic stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, in the very beginning, I was only getting like 39 to 40, but since then, I kind of tweaked my overclock.
It's not a
settings.
hectic game. There's not
No.
a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
Until you fire a bullet.
yeah. But after that first level, I've been getting like between 55 and 60. So I don't. But I was tweaking my overclock settings at the time as well. So that I mean, it shouldn't have done that much, but it's been way up higher.
Yeah. Well, let's take a break here, our first break of the show, and when we come back, we will have more of in-game chat. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can call us 334-272-9228, or jump into the chat room if you'd like as well. We're at twitch.tv. Look for in-game chat, and you can find us in there. Here's music from, I don't know how to pronounce this, VVVVVVVV, I think is what it is. Anyway, we'll be back in just a moment. And welcome back to In-Game Chats. Music there from Bastion. Another. Have you farmed that one yet?
Yes.
Okay. At least you ran it. I know you haven't played it, but at least
It's not
you
like
ran
I'm going to play the thing, but it is on my. Before when we went into the sale, I decided to really cultivate my Steam installs. For the most part, my personal computer is nothing but a video game playing machine, and I keep it very much directed towards that. It's not a whole lot of productivity software, not a whole lot of AV stuff on there. And my solid state drive is big enough that it's like my primary drive, and that, it's 480 gig. So I'm super limited in what I can install, compared to what I want to install.
Right.
So I can't just do whatever I want. I have to be very careful. And I have taken this opportunity. I cleaned everything out, just went back and thought very seriously about the things I really, really do want to play that I already own. I own tons of amazing stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I installed a nice mixed list of things that I am insisting to myself that I must play and I must beat. And clear them out, and I can install other things then. Not that I haven't done this before, but I'm serious about it this time. And Bastion is on that list. So a lot of smaller, shorter, less involved games are on that list. I hope to make some progress on it in the future.
I am transfixed at the scoreboard right now for the
neck and neck after almost 7 hours.
Yeah. All of them over 500 grand.
Either this
points.
is unprecedented collusion, right, on behalf of all these teams that had some great idea, right? They have tried to even the playing field and let all of those people who are not in cahoots with them really decide the outcome, or this is shenanigans on behalf of Valve.
I want to call shenanigans on behalf of Valve, just for the fact that it has never been like this. It's like we said during the break. It's like within about 2 hours of each new sale starting who the leader is going to be.
Well, you know what's funny? Look at the main page. Look at the graphic.
Yeah, I know.
The graphic is different today.
Yeah.
Instead of just moving along the map,
yeah.
it's got the guy flipping the map table over. So I think that's their subtle, or maybe not so subtle hint. That this is all running under different rules today.
Hey, before I forget, Retro Game Planet in Prattville is doing a tournament tonight. Nathan, you've got the details on that because you were looking it up. I don't actually know what it is. I want to say it's Mario Kart 8.
Yes, it is.
So, which is odd for a Retro Game Planet to do Mario Kart 8
no,
as
it
a
isn't.
tournament.
No, it isn't.
Well,
it's
Mario
Kart.
Actually,
yes, but Mario Kart along an entire spectrum of its lifespan. Mm-hmm. If you look at it over its lifespan, one of these things, and something that you could always argue in favor of or against if you choose Nintendo first-party mainline games, is that they simply do not deviate very much from the general design principles. You can get the same type of feeling out of Mario Kart every time, and I know that they're vastly different. Some of them better, some of them have been much worse, but it is retro in spirit, if not in actual technology.
Because I think that was their first tournament they did was Super Mario
Kart.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're doing races or if they're doing, I guess, balloon battles in Mario Kart 8. I don't know. I assume it is. I have no idea. But, something
races
like that.
Are more fun.
Yeah. Well, and the local racing together, 4-player split screen and stuff like that is a lot of fun. I'm not sure if you can do... I don't know that you can network up. I know it's got an online feature, but I don't own a Wii U. There's none of us in this room right now who own a Wii U. The only person who owns a Wii U is Dennis. He is not here, and he also owns Mario Kart 8, so he could probably tell us more about it. But they're doing the tournament there tonight. Did that just start? Did it give a time?
I think you had to register by
7:15, and I believe it starts at 7:30.
Okay, so there's still time.
Have time.
You still got time to get in there and do it. This is Retro Game Planet in Prattville.
First place gets $75 store credit.
Yeah. Which is good to have in the retro game store.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of stuff you can pick up. A lot of stuff. You could almost buy a console with that.
It's like
in
a
retro
physical
game
Steam
store.
sale.
Yeah.
You could buy what? A third of that. Which game was it? Tronbon. You could buy a third of the Tronbon disc.
I haven't been. I need to go back to the store. I haven't seen.
I
if
haven't
they've
had a
got
chance to go by
some
in
new
a
stuff
while.
in there.
I still have things on my list.
Yeah, because you were doing a regular like pickup type thing and grabbing some old stuff. But what else have I played? We were going over games I'd played, and I didn't get to all of them. Sniper Elite 3, you and I have played. How far are you in on that? Which it released, by the way, PC it released on Friday.
Yes.
Consoles get it on Tuesday.
Yes.
And I'm working on an interview with Rebellion, hopefully for next week.
Those Xbox One guys.
Oh yeah, the patch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They have a 16 gigabyte mandatory day one patch
Yeah.
for Sniper
But
Elite.
it's just Xbox though, isn't it?
It's just the Xbox One.
Okay.
I don't have any idea why this is.
mine had to
the case.
download an 11 gig thing.
Your what?
My copy.
PC?
Your
Yeah.
PC? Ah.
For PC?
Yes.
I mean, my game was 11 gig, and then I had a 400 megabyte patch. That was all I had.
Did you preload?
I did
like you
preload.
install before you or something like that?
I mean, I preloaded the night before, and then once
Well, one is lying.
when I went to hit play, it was like 400 megabyte, which was that
When
was,
I clicked on it, it
that-
popped up a little box and it said allocating, and then it went through. It took about.
because the PC patch is 480 megabytes.
Yeah.
That's the PC patch.
I don't know. It did the preload. I let it do the preload. It said it was ready to play. When I click on play, it's like this game is not released yet. So then when it did release, I clicked on play. Little box popped up with another,
And it
bar.
downloaded it?
Another bar. It didn't say it was downloading. When I looked at my download screen, I didn't see anything moving. All I saw was it said it's got 10 minutes. It said it was allocating. That's what it said it was doing.
Maybe it was unpacking the 11, but then also downloading the patch as well.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's weird. Yeah, I mean, 'cause
Yeah.
the game itself's only 11.
And so it did that, and finally got to play about 30 minutes after that and
But
started playing.
I'm halfway on the midnight level, where the one where you're taking out the officers.
Oh, the second level.
Yeah, that's the second one.
Okay. Yeah. I got through that one. These levels take, with the exception of that first level, which goes by very quick. And the second level, the first part of it went by very quick because I played both of these at E3, so I already knew where things were and knew how things were going. Once I got past that second part, further into the map, game slowed down quite a lot for me because then it was like, okay, now I need to plan and prepare. It took about 4 hours my first playthrough of from the beginning of the game to the end of chapter 2, about 4 hours to play through.
Wow.
Very, very slow, very methodical, trying to get all the optional objectives.
Yeah, see, I try to do them, but I don't like spend forever trying to get them. If I miss them, I miss them.
Yeah, at first I played carefully on those levels. If a guard spotted me, it was like, nope. And it's got quick save. It's got the F5, F6, or whatever that is. To
Quick save, quick load.
quick save, quick load. So anytime that happened, it was like, nope, go back. Figured this out a different way. Then I get to level 3, or to whatever that third section is. And you're back in the daylight. And you have to go through, and they had set up certain scenarios where too many guys were together. So obviously sniping was out of the question just because of the noise. But your silencer really couldn't do anything either because they could each see when the other one got shot and then get alerted. So it got a little bit tougher that way. I couldn't obviously get up behind one guy and stealth kill, and then because the other guy would see, that sort of thing. So it forced me to use some different stuff. It forced me to lay down some traps. I wasn't doing any of that because I was mowing them down, basically. It was... I didn't get through a section without taking out every guy that was in that section and then just free roam through and find what I needed to find. 3 doesn't let you do that.
Well, and that's also because the second one was a heck of a lot more linear than this one is now. Is of where this one you can pretty much plot where you want to attack.
I love this one. I love this one so much more than I loved V2.
Oh yeah, and the second one's not bad, but it's funny that each one they've done a good job at knowing what they did bad, and then added on to it and different. Well, actually, I do have a question. In the second one, were you able to?
I didn't get very far in the second one.
Did you play the second one, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. I've almost beat the second one because I've been playing it the last few weeks, just trying to get used to it. Can you aim without going into your scope on the second one?
Shoot from the hip?
Yeah. Well, no, not shoot from the hip. Actually aim, but not look down the scope.
I don't think so.
Because you can do that in the third one. but you can't do that in the. I don't think you can do it in the second
I
one.
What do you
haven't
mean?
tried.
Like iron sights on your rifle, or
Basically,
or
yeah.
what?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You can use iron sights
but
or
it's
your
not-
scope.
Like when you can right click and it'll pop up your scope.
Right.
But on the third one, if you hit control, it'll pop up the crosshair, so you don't have to look down your scope.
Ah.
And that is so
Interesting.
useful.
Interesting, yeah.
So useful. And there's
So when
many-
you're doing like close to mid distance instead of middle to
but
long.
I still need my sniper rifle,
Yeah.
you know. And it was funny, which I still think should be an achievement. I had, I think it was like a 100-meter headshot without actually looking down my scope.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, that's
Nice.
not an achievement, seriously?
You should probably look at the achievements because there probably is one. Maybe it's not 100 meters. Maybe it's longer.
It's probably longer, but I was pretty proud of that
101.
one.
Yeah, 101 is what it was.
But yeah, so I don't know if it's in the second one or not, but that's really nice to do.
I never tried.
Yeah.
Honestly, I never tried because every time I do the shot, it's like I want the kill. I want the
Well, yeah.
the kill cam. I want
Exactly.
that's why I play the
But
game.
I accidentally hit it, and I was like, oh, this is
I don't play it for the story. I don't play it for. I don't play for the multiplayer. Although I want to try that. That might change.
I really wish. I really wish the kill cam was done in like a picture-in-picture pop-up. You know what I mean?
Meaning?
And like like when you like blow the guy's unit off. Or like when you get the kill cam, when you get the X-ray kill cam, instead of it taking over the entire screen and being the thing that is shown at that moment, they're fun. They're obviously like the gimmick, the hook.
Yeah.
Even though the rest of the game is perfectly fun, but I get like really, really sick of that kind of thing. Like I get really sick of the slow motion kill stuff in the Fallout games.
Well, yeah, you could adjust that, right?
I know I want
Okay.
them I want them often, but I hate the way they interrupt the gameplay. So I wish they would pop. I wish there was just like a
Oh, I
little
see what you're
picture-in-picture
I see what you're
window that like showed like dudes, like his nards or whatever's happening down there, and like I could get on with my business
Yeah.
of doing other things
Well-
while I still also had,
Well, the third one.
the miraculously horrifying things that are happening to the guy.
With the third one, you could just learn to use your crosshairs and not zoom in, and then you don't always have to get it.
Well, I mean, I still want them. What I want is everything without any consequences. Is what
Yeah,
I'm telling
right.
you. I want my, I want my X-ray nard blasting cake and to eat it too.
Hey, I will say, you said you hadn't played online, right?
No, I did play online. I haven't played co-op.
Okay.
I've
Did
never
you play
played
the second
co-op.
one online?
No, I never went
No, okay.
online.
Last week I was playing one, and it was the first time I had ever tried it, and I was like, I'm surprised no one had really mentioned it.
Multiplayer is basically 25 minutes of doing nothing.
Well, the one I was playing was a small one. It was 2 versus 2.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
It
different.
wasn't really that big of a map, but it worked perfectly because there was like a church in the middle, and I was in a far building, and all I did was have my binoculars out the whole time, and I just kept spotting them, and my other guy on the other side kept taking them
Yeah,
out.
you could do spotters. That's fun. Now, apparently, though, you can co-op the campaign in this.
What?
Yeah.
What?
You can co-op the campaign.
Really?
Yeah. One guy's a spotter, the other guy's the shooter. I think. I don't know. I haven't done it yet.
I believe you can switch.
Okay.
Either one could be the one, but there is specific one. There is like a co-op,
And
section.
there are co-op
Missions.
campaigns,
Yeah.
but you can also co-op the main campaign.
I believe so. Yes.
Yes, because I remember looking at my map, it showed me the insignias of like what you can see on your map. Enemy, you, and then there's like, oh, the blue one's your friend. And I was like, well, I don't have a friend on here yet. Yeah, I know. I know.
That hurts. Because this is more than just co-oping a campaign that's theoretically designed around like a single, heavily armed dude bro or it's like there are sometimes good ways to make co-op work in a campaign, and I don't even mind anymore separate co-op campaigns. But
Right.
the idea is actually flawless. It's perfect because sniper teams. I guess historically in the Second World War it didn't necessarily work like this, but they are generally two people, a spotter and a shooter.
Yep.
So even if you didn't have to stick to your strict roles and you were just a shooter and a shooter, it would still be really,
It'd
really
still
fun.
be fun because you can still you can still spot them, and I would guess it would show up for your friend. I don't know. Again, I haven't tried co-op.
Maybe it would
in
give
this.
you so like if you do spotting, does it give you like some kind of special icon over the person where you have like where
Yeah.
you know where to aim so
Well-
the bullet drop and
Well, like
everything?
online, it was kind of cheap because once you spotted them, you could see them through the buildings.
Oh sure.
So like
It is cheap.
my guy always knew it where they were as soon as I spot them. But the thing is online, to spot them, you had to hold it for like 2 seconds.
Right.
So if they were moving, you had to learn how to.
Yeah.
keep
No,
it moving.
that actually sounds that sounds pretty great.
Yeah, the multiplayer that I played today was 8 versus 8. And every now and again, somebody you'd see a blue diamond pop up way across the field, and then there's the outline of the guy. It's like, oh, he got spotted.
Yeah, I haven't played the third one online.
And you could see him go wherever he was going. I never could get into a position to take a shot with him, but it's online. And we played the what is it called? No cross?
Yes.
That's basically where it puts your team on one side and their team on the other, and there's the barriers in between where the teams can't mix. So it's nothing but sniping. It's nothing but people trying to get into their position.
That's old school Call of Duty mods.
Yes.
Well, and Counter-Strike, they had that a little bit on Counter-Strike. But
Now I'm way more interested. I mean, I am. It just seems like a really excellent way to build around a very specific idea.
Well, definitely, give it a shot when I'm not on my Steam thing, because we can share games, and if you like it, again, eBay has them very, very cheap because they were apparently AMD cards are good for Bitcoin mining.
They are the superior card,
and that's what a lot of people are picking them up and then like selling off the games that come free with them, and they're only selling them. In fact, Murdered was $25. Sniper Elite 3 was $23. So.
And they're selling the cards cheap as well if you want to use the card.
Oh, yeah, I guess so, because the new card comes out, and they're like, let's pick up the new card that'll do it better, sell off the old card, which, for graphics purposes, still very decent.
Yeah. I mean, they're used 100% load for, like, 24 hours for weeks and weeks. But I know on Reddit a couple weeks ago, this guy was selling 10 R9 290Xs, which is a $500 card, and he was selling them for, like, $180 a piece. And he said they're all working.
And a lot of mileage on them.
Yeah. But that's a severe discount.
The other part in Sniper Elite 3, I was talking about that third level. You have to destroy the mounted guns that they've got set up, the artillery fire they have set up. You have to destroy that, which is fun. Blowing anything that makes a huge explosion from one bullet is really, really fun. The AI is a little,
It's better.
No, it is better. It's much better than V2, but it's still that situation where they're alerted, they go over and look, and after a amount of time passes, everybody goes back into their normal routine, which is very strange. Today I took out an artillery gun by shooting down half a mountainside. I blew up they had a gas can in the center of all this munition stuff. What a great place, right? So there's a guy standing on the cliff of where this gun was mounted. There's a guy with a rocket launcher standing on the cliff of where this gun was mounted. The gun was mounted with inside the cave wall or whatever. And I shot that. It blew that up, knocked the cliff into it, and it becomes this stone wall thing. But there's the guy still sitting out smoking his cigarette and oblivious. Does not get alerted to this massive amount of death that went on behind him. He's just still sitting there, whatever. Nobody's alerted. Nobody does anything. I'm not really complaining about that. It does kind of, it's like, because obviously I'd rather them not get alerted and start coming to find me. I'm like, yeah, good. I did my job. Let's get out of here. And of course, no mission can just simply end. Have you finished that part two? Have you finished that night level yet, or you're in the middle of it?
I'm almost there.
Yeah, no mission can simply end. Once you're done with your objectives, something else has to happen.
Well, like the second one, you had to get to the exit point. Is it not like that?
When you get to the exit point, something else happens.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So yeah, that's how that works. And again, on the third one, you have to fight a Panzer tank just by yourself.
Gotcha.
And first you have to hit. There's 2 points on the tank that you have to hit, which weakens it. Then you have to knock the treads out with whatever you can find. You can blow it up. But a sniper shot will not knock the treads, but that gets it immobile. Throw dynamite under it, hit the dynamite, it explodes, that sort of thing. It's my complaint that I have about, I think it was in Splinter Cell Conviction. Splinter Cell game based on stealth, and then they completely removed that aspect in some levels. It's like, nope, no more stealth for you on this one. It's run and gun, go. Or whatever it was that I had a problem with Conviction. And there's some stuff like that where it's like, no. Make it a snipe kill. Make it something like this. Don't make me go against a tank. Make the mission done.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Because in the second one they do something similar, but it's a much easier kill. But I didn't have to snipe to kill I had to put a landmine down, and I was good. That was it.
Yeah, because like in the second one, did you ever do the bridge?
In V2, no.
You never. Okay. There's one part where you have to like go through the mission, place the bombs on the bridge, and then wait for the tanks to cross, and then you blow it up. So like that. That's pretty
We get
cool.
to shoot the bomb and
Yeah,
have
you
it
shoot
blow.
the
Yeah,
bomb.
you get to
Like
shoot
that-
it and make
that-
it happen. Yeah, I
yeah.
took this thing out with a rocket launcher. I don't need to have. Why do I need to have a rocket launcher to take care of something? I'm a sniper. Shouldn't need that. Should just need my gun. And then mission over. Bring in the other guys. Now that I've cleared things out, bring in the backup to take out the tank, and I'll go on to
There was
my
more
next
people in
mission.
World War II?
They need to. What they need to do is they need to continue this series, but they need to move it into different time frames. They need to move out of the Second World War or anything around that era, and they need to basically make your guy, what's his noggin from the Batman games, where you can like
Vasilis?
the guy, like
Deadshot?
Deadshot.
Yes.
They basically need to make you like they need to amp this thing up, take it out of an historical context, and put it in a somewhat ridiculous context, and just like, Sniper Elite, like Future War or something like that, and you're like some crazy, Banff sniper, like way up in something like that. Do a Blood Dragon of the Sniper Elite series and turn you into Deadlight, so that everything you do, every switch you flip, every bomb you detonate, every building you destroy in its entirety is done with your sniper rifle.
Well, if we can interview him, we'll suggest that.
He won't be here for that, but yeah.
Make a note.
Yes, I will. I will make a long
and
elaborate note.
actually, right now we're just trying to work on a schedule because they're based out of England.
Yeah.
And so they're 6 hours ahead. So being on right now on the show would be much too late. And so we're trying to work out a time during the week that we can do a pre-record of it. And they're going to get back to me. And, of course, we'll let you know when that is so you guys can submit your questions as well that you may have for the Sniper Elite series or just for Rebellion in general, because they've made more than just the Sniper Elite series. But anyway, that's going to do it for the first hour of In-Game Chat. We are going to come back here in just a minute with our second hour. If you would like to jump in on the conversation, please do. Give us a call. 334-272-9228 is the number. 334-272-9228. We'll do a chat room roll call when we come back as well. Here is, RJ gave me this one. It has to have been RJ because it's Marvel vs. Capcom. We'll be right back with more In-Game Chat in just a moment. And welcome back to In-Game Chat, our second hour. If you'd like to be a part of this hour, give us a call, 334-272-9228, 334-272-9228. If you want to be a part of the chat room, head over to twitch.tv, look up In-Game Chat. You'll find us, you'll see us, you'll hear us, then you can join in the chat room with Arioka, also Cavalier, Lavos, Duke Frucum 2, who is just nuts at crafting and doing whatever with his Steam account. The guy is... In fact, I said it in the thread on COG. He's like, hey, I'm on, I think he was on green at first? Or purple? I can't remember. He was on a team, and I was like, oh, well, they're clearly going to be ahead, because the guy's like level 60-something on Steam, and he's got a ton of cards, crafts, badges, things like that. So, who else? We got Jet 90, Calisynth, Multile, STM Fuller is in there, Tactus 59, Three Blades 204, and W. Matthew hanging out in the chat room. This is music from the NES version of Batman, by the way. So thanks for joining us in the chat room. Thanks for joining us on the radio. We appreciate you guys listening. And what was I going to mention? Was it the YouTube thing? No, it was not the YouTube thing. It was the Destiny beta going for everybody who has PS Plus now.
What?
If you have PS Plus, you're in the Destiny beta.
Well,
What?
I thought they were called that.
Did they?
Yeah.
What is it?
That
I didn't
was-
even hear that this was a thing. When
No,
did this get said?
It was during the week, but then
They went back
had-
on that?
Yeah.
Okay. well, then
Remember the
never
whole
mind.
quote thing I had sent you about their little interview? They said
Yeah, but that was just related to some of the
Yeah,
alpha
but
stuff.
but within there, they talked about the beta and how the whole PS Plus thing that was a mistake. Another company had said that all PS Plus people would get it, and then Destiny was like, no.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
because
have
they had been saying for
You have to
an
pre-order.
age
Yeah.
that you have to pre-order.
No,
And people have been gaming the pre-orders pretty badly, as a matter of fact.
the thing was
You pre-order it from Amazon, they send you your code like super quick.
Cancel
you
your
take your
pre-order, you
code.
get your $5 back.
Yeah,
You don't even put anything down on Amazon.
That's true. You don't.
Oh,
put anything down.
because they don't charge you until it ships.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. By the way, how's that coming along? Selling my PlayStation to get the white one
I mean, I talked to my friend. He said he'd be interested by
by around September, whenever that happens.
That's when he would do it.
We're in then. We are in.
Yeah. See,
Get me.
but I want to see it.
Give me a. Of course. Of course. Well, then never mind
yes,
on that.
Never mind
idea.
that thing. Let's talk about the thing you weren't going to bring
YouTube.
up.
The YouTube situation.
That's kind
that
of
was
now
confirmed.
we already knew about this a little bit because included in the announcement of this change is the tip jar,
right.
which is going to be great. Being able to directly support without partnerships, without complicated deals, without subscription or partnering models with YouTube. Just having a tip jar on your page. But I'd like to give you a little bit of money because the thing you just did I didn't hate.
Right.
I'm interested to know what the splits are going to be between the creator and YouTube, and what any of the rules are going to be about having tip jar associated with. I'm sure it'll behave like a lot of the same monetization rules from previously.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where you can't be having a flag or copyrighted material if you're going to get tips. I don't know. I'm excited about that. But the 60 frames, the ability to actually host proper 60 frames videos is going to be a big deal for a lot of people for certain reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, to my mind, for comparison.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
Like if you really, really want to see what something is, a question about frame rates for specific games has been a big question for a really long time now. But it's more pertinent, in the past several months, half a year, or whatever. People care a lot more about it. So actually being able to look on YouTube and get a 60 frames representation of a game is good news.
No, I think it's great. I thought it might be more of, the last time they announced something like this, I what was it? I can't remember what it was, but we said, ooh, this sounds more like they're bleeding into the Twitch thing and getting ready for that acquisition.
Are they really? Yeah, they seem to be. Making it a little more stream friendly.
Yeah, that was rumored.
Before that announcement, I clicked on a certain video or whatever, and it was giving me a low quality at first. I was like, let me bump it up. And when I clicked it, it was like, would you like to play it in 4K?
Oh yeah, they do. They do have 4K
and
videos.
I was like, wow, and I never saw anything on 4K resolution. Which I mean, you can only tell so much.
You can only tell. I mean, you can tell.
I mean, yeah.
You can tell even on a normal monitor,
Yeah.
like a 1080p monitor. There's telling to be had, mostly by the screaming and the crying and the dying of my browser, and the bursting into flames of my computer. But yeah, they're making their changes. They're super slow about it for a company that's basically, as rich as the universe. But
real quick about
changes nonetheless.
About the Destiny thing. I looked that up real quick just to see what happened officially. What happened was one of the main people on PlayStation's Euroblog, the main PlayStation blog, someone had asked him, hey, is it available for all PS Plus people? And he said that is correct. So then that's when everything exploded. And so then he came back later and was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's pre-order only." So this is why Twitter can be a bad thing sometimes.
That was NeoGAF, and I didn't pay attention. I just saw the thread headline, and then I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's cool."
Well, see, it's not a Twitter problem; it's a people problem.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know, I saw 6 words, and I decided they meant what I wanted them to mean. So,
And I didn't read any further.
no, and I didn't think any further. More important,
That was it. That's all I wanted. Wow, that beta's going to happen while you're going to be busy.
I'll make some time.
Yeah, I bet you will.
I'll make some time. I've actually thought that I should take that opportunity to configure my Vita remote play
Yeah, that's
for
good.
internet. You take that time to forward my ports and
Because
do
you got
whatever else
great
it is I
internet
need
at
to-
work.
I do.
Oh.
I have very, very good internet there. Should take
Fantastic.
advantage
I got
of it.
fantastic internet at work
Although
here.
it's
But
not, I've done that a lot from being at my work. I play a lot,
Right.
Or I've done it quite a lot. I used to play Warframe at work,
Oh, okay.
and it's not necessarily what internet's on the Vita is so much on.
It's what's being served from home. Sure.
because that's what's streaming it to it. So,
That's easy. I put my PS4 in my office.
yeah, he takes his PS4
yeah,
to
so
work,
if you-
puts
so
it in
if
his
you take
office,
It to work, I would highly
and then when he's
recommend
away
that.
from the office in
Now,
the
I'll
other
have to give
building,
that a shot at some point.
And the
That
thing
would
is
be
all you got to do is plug it in the wall and just throw
Right.
it under a desk.
Yeah.
and forget about it.
man, I haven't done any of that yet. With
I really
my
am looking
PS4.
forward.
It's cool.
I'm looking forward to that, though. I am really, really itching for that.
And only once in
that
a while
beta.
does it have like a slight hesitation. Other
Sure.
than that, you can almost never tell it's.
I would agree with you if you're itching for that beta, because otherwise, if Sniper Elite 3 wasn't here, and obviously I did not really enjoy Murdered Soul Suspect, I'd be itching for something to get my meats into. Now I understand that we
Get your
got
meats into.
yeah, my mitts. Gets my meats into. What kind of job lets you play video games at work? Asked Duke Fruit.
Yeah.
Tester.
Yeah.
That's his deep eat.
It's a special, wonderful,
One with low
amazing-
supervision, or you're the supervisor.
Yes,
Pretty
that's
much.
actually kind of what it revolves around. It's a unique circumstance.
Yeah.
So
A job that, yeah. So it's find one.
yeah,
basically.
they're out there,
They do exist.
and we're not even talking about like eating into like employer time. It's the kind of thing where you can, like, you're on your breaks or you're at lunch or something like that, and you can actually find an enormous amount of time to play because the job is defined by long stretches of downtime where your job is to do nothing but sit around and wait for something to happen.
Yeah, you have to sit around,
We
wait
really
for
just-
your time
we
to
really
come.
just break into the station every Saturday, and they don't know we're here. We have no.
We don't have to
jobs.
break into it. I work here.
I'm saying we have no jobs.
Oh yeah. No. There are a lot of things I want to do from here, though, as far as what we do, because you can download games pretty quick here. You can upload. Look, I upload our show to YouTube from home, and I'm getting 5 up at the house. So I upload it from YouTube at home. It takes about 4.5 hours to upload a 2-hour, nearly hour and 45-minute video. Takes about 4 hours. I do it here. It takes 20 minutes. So I definitely want to do some online play. Like, see, I could stream us playing Sniper together, co-op, without any drops, without any problems. But if I tried to do that at home, streaming it and playing multiplayer, no, forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it. Can't do it.
We
Yeah, we could do that too, STM Fuller. Not necessarily live radio, but we could do it without that. So
and we have a lot planned for the show, but it's Blizzard soon. And James knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Whenever Blizzard, the company, says they have something planned soon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Blizzard soon.
Soon,
Yeah.
TM.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like Valve
But it's
time.
better than Valve time,
It's-
though, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It's not better
great
than
at
Valve
all.
time? No.
Because it's a lie. Valve time is just a reality. Valve time is just the time it takes them to never do anything. Soon is a declaration that the nothing is going to happen, even though it won't. There's a difference. Soon is horrible.
I don't know, but Blizzard, they usually will do it in 10 years.
They will do it, but it doesn't happen soon.
Soon's about 10 plus years.
Yeah, right. It's deep time or geologic time or something like that. I don't really know, but regardless, so see, now you got me really. I want
What?
I want my WoW back.
Oh gosh.
I want my Warlords of Draenor. They just started sending out closed beta invitations, and I didn't get one, which is not a surprise at all because it never happens. I never get beta invites to their.
Have
to
you
their
ever
stuff.
had one? Period.
Beta invites? Hundreds. Never to a Blizzard product.
To Blizzards.
No.
Oh,
Nope.
the only one I haven't been invited to was Burning Crusade.
Because they're the one I want more than anything. More than anything, I want to get a beta invite
See, they
to one
always
of their
end up sending
expansions.
it to me when I forget about it.
Oh. Well,
That's
stop
when they always
forgetting
end up
and then
sending
send it to me.
Well, you got into the PS Now beta,
Yes, I did.
which we were just talking about last week because of the prices and stuff.
Yes.
They still look like crap?
Which was funny because I had messaged James. I was like, hey, I got into it. And I was like, bet you now that I'm into it, they were waiting to invite me, so they were going to lower all the prices. And then literally the next day, they were like, okay, we're going to like half the prices on some of these items.
So
That's
they
good.
did-
Yeah, but that's good news because it's an indication that their pricing structure, as it is now,
It's fluctuating.
is
Yes.
because it is definitively scientifically bonkers, but it could be bonkers. Like they could be like crazy like a fox here, right? They actually have a plan by creating completely useless and ridiculous pricing structures that vary wildly. It'll maybe show them something about how the system works. That's a lot of finger crossing and a lot of not managing my expectations. So, but we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they'll launch it and it will actually be in acceptable shape. But you say the actual performance for the things you have played
Yeah, and now
is quite okay.
they recommended, what is it, 5 megabits?
Wait, a down?
Download? Yeah, I
A
think-
minimum, probably.
I think
That
that's
sounds about right.
But I've done the scan multiple times, just to make sure internet's never fluctuating or heavy use. And every time it's always like, you're cleared, whatever, to run this at maximum settings.
Sure.
So, and that's also telling me, that you can stream games at a lower quality, and it's not just going to lag. They would rather
They're gonna
reduce the
be-
frame or
right.
reduce its quality and let you still play.
But there is some possibility that they would downgrade the quality dynamically,
Which-
just like any other streaming option.
Exactly.
No, that's acceptable. It's better than
Yeah.
hitching or disconnecting or like renegotiating the connection. That's what you'd rather have. I mean, I know going back a couple years now, Scott and I played some on live stuff on our like residential connection, and it was fine. It was
tried
more
that,
than
yeah.
fine. It was perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
I had tried that one time before I even knew what the heck it was, where they were like, here, try a 10-hour
Yeah.
free trial. I was like, okay, wow, this is cool.
The best way to spend your time is watching other people.
It is.
Watching other
the,
people play and watching the little 30-second highlights
the
they would
little
do.
highlight clips.
Yep.
Those are good.
But no, this week I had planned to actually renting a game to try like a full game. I just didn't know what I wanted to try yet. But so I had just tried the free games, and it was no lag.
What are the free ones?
It's just like little indie games. It's nothing heavy demanding. Like one was a spider game. One was like
A spider game. Why would you play
a
that?
spider game?
it was free. Like
No.
I said, I wanted to.
No. Spider. Free isn't enough for there to be a spider game. That's not okay.
Well, it was like an indie game.
James
Well,
hates
I don't
spiders.
care where it comes from. It's still a spider.
He hates spiders.
It's horrible.
Oh, I said it.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
you ever play it?
No, completely. I'm like horrifyingly arachnophobic.
Did you play Limbo?
Twice.
Yeah.
I did
Spiders.
too.
Cool.
Do you know where it stopped? You want to guess where it stopped? I'll give you one guess.
You gave the game to James or Jay and let him beat it for you.
No,
No, I just was like, and I'm done. It ended right here. The game ends at this tree. It is the
That's
shortest
not a
game.
tree.
Yeah, isn't this an amazingly short game?
And then another one was like a little racing game. But both games I had played, it didn't hesitate at all. And the other thing was that when you launch PS Now and you select the game, it becomes, which isn't a good thing until they fix their whole UI, it becomes one of the games on your...
Oh, it just makes that bar even longer.
yeah.
That bar needs
Which tells me
like some
they're gonna-
friendship. It needs like a little bit of loving and fellowship and attention, and because it's getting out of hand, and I don't even have that much stuff.
It's got to be coming soon that they're going to be redoing all that with PS Now. Because with
I
it
hope
coming
so.
on that... I didn't expect
How
that.
is it not? How is it not fixed? How is there? It doesn't. makes sense. I love what they've done. I personally, honestly, never had any trouble with the cross-media bar. I liked it. I understand why people didn't, because categorically things could grow infinitely in a vertical sense. But they were at least already categorized in certain ways. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This cannot be hard to nest your UI in such a way that at least... I mean, I could do it on my Vita. I can stick games in little, the stupid little circle bubble category things. I should absolutely be able to do something like that on the PS4. And it's getting like the clock is ticking. The more stuff you release, the more people are going to fill that bar up. And it's everything. It's every app. It's every game. It's everything.
Yeah.
It's terrible. They need to fix it. And I had no idea about what you were saying there, which makes it infinitely worse.
That's why I was surprised. I was
Yeah.
like, seriously? I was like, okay, they for real have to be coming out with something soon, because you're going to take 15 seconds to go to the other side of your game list. Unless they implement something of, PlayStation Play, this, everyone has it. But anyways, I plan on this week renting an actual
game,
yeah.
Something that doesn't have spiders in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I can't guarantee that.
He doesn't have the problem of spiders like you do. I have a problem with. I guess we want to go into game phobias. Although spiders is your real life, everyday phobia.
Anywhere life, real life, fake life, video games. It doesn't matter. I don't like them.
Mine is my gaming phobia, and I guess it's probably my real life. Is anytime something happens to the dog.
Yeah.
Is
anytime the dog shows up, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, because already it's like,
all right,
oh,
could
great.
you just go ahead and kill it? Could you just introduce the dog and then shoot the dog immediately? And let's just take that whole thing
Don't let me
from
form a
beginning to
bond.
end right now. You can tell that's incredibly prevalent. If you go all the way back, what was it, 14, 15 years to when they announced The Last Guardian?
Yeah, for 15 years.
Or whatever. That's what it feels like. When they announced The Last Guardian, they're doing like all of this stuff, and they got like the really great Miller's Crossing music, and it's all like emotional, and everybody's like, great, they're going to kill it. That's it, they're going to kill it.
You know how that game ends. You
Yeah.
know how that game ends.
Okay, I'm going to call it now. The Last of Us 2 is just dogs.
Nothing but dogs.
And dog DLC.
It's Disney's version.
Do you play as them? That would be kind of fun.
Oh,
kind of
gosh.
no. I mean, it would be horrible. It's like a Secret of NIMH Watership Down sort of perspective, where you only
Yeah.
Well, no, that's
And you
bad.
got to fight spiders.
Nope.
Voiced by dogs.
This I
is a
really
great
only want to
show.
spend a couple of seconds on this. And I know we're going to go into a break. And I just saw a thread on the internet about Arachnid Games, right? of all people, is teasing some kind of new game thing. I don't know what it is. All I know is that I have seen the GIF. And they have.
GIF.
I don't know. I'm trying to accommodate all tastes here.
The GIF.
They have literally combined two of the most horrifying things in the world. Horrifying spiders and horrifying deep underwater. And
Yeah, drowning is another one.
I'm not worried about drowning them. There's stuff down there.
Mm-hmm.
Deep underwater places, just full of things.
Yeah.
And they have slime on them, and they're shaped weird, and they have pointy, spiky bits and stuff, and it's very weird, and they're wormy, and then some of them are gross, and then they will get you. It's just sharks, and it's stuff like sharks, only worse. I don't know. I don't like it. It terrifies me. I'm horrified of it. And the idea that there are spiders down there too, I need to go somewhere, like a planet with no spiders or oceans. So I know you'll have to take a look at it. We'll do that over the break, and I'll show it to you. You will agree that it is literally the most horrifying thing anyone's ever done.
Yeah, which, by the way, I'll address this now because it's in the chat room. Three Blades is asking, is it Ubisoft or is it Ubisoft? And it is Ubisoft.
Yeah.
I know this because I had been calling it Ubisoft for a long time. And
Isn't that what Eve's Gimo says?
Ubi. Ubisoft.
Is that? Does he say Ubisoft, or does he say like in his like funny little like cartoon mouse voice? Doesn't he say like Ubisoft or something like that?
What?
Yves Guillemot. You know? Do you know the head of Ubisoft?
But I've never heard him say it before.
Oh, he's got this like he's this wonderful little like just cartoon Frenchman voice. I mean, he seems a decent enough fellow. I'm not trying to like I'm not trying to make fun of him or anything, even though I literally am.
You are making fun of him.
But like that's and I swore that he
I
said
wasn't laughing at him. That was just...
Ubisoft.
Well, I went my very first PAX ever how many years ago. It was for Sam and Max. They did a panel, and somebody flat out asked that question: how do you pronounce your development? They said it's like ubiquitous, which is what we're named after.
Yeah, okay.
So it's
ubiquitous software.
Ubiquitous software, so Ubisoft.
Right, but I think the presumption just is that they're French.
I know.
So they don't ever, in any respect, conform to logical rules of language. They just don't. So it's like, how would I say it? What do I perceive to be the wrong way to say it? That must be how they would choose to say it, but apparently not. Apparently they are very Anglo-aware with their pronunciation. So
yeah. Well, while we figure all that out, you can call us and tell us that we're wrong. 334-272. Tell us how you pronounce your favorite game developer's name. 334-272-9228. Feel free to give us a call. There, Nathan put it in the chat room for everybody listening, or everybody who's in the chat room. 334-272-9228. We'll be back with the last half of In-Game Chat in just a moment. Here is music from EVE Online. We'll be right back. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. This is our final segment for the show. If you'd like to be a part of this segment, you can call us 334-272-9228. That's music from Fez. A lot of you in the chat room got that right. So
that's a really good track. I like that.
Congratulations to you. There's another game I haven't played. I don't know if it has cards or not.
I don't know.
It probably does. Seems like almost everything does. So, but yeah, that was Fez. Speaking of phones, let's go to the phones now. And Nathan, if you could do me a favor and press the middle button that STM Fuller is on, that should put him on the air. Hey, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing?
Hey, what's up? We've rearranged the studio a little bit because normally Nathan sits in the booth over there, but because we don't have a Dennis and we don't have an RJ, we didn't want to put him in the booth. We wanted him out here with us. So
I think you guys really missed out on that back room being all dark and stuff. For us in the chat room, we're watching it. You should have had like somebody like get against the glass or something at one point.
Oh, do like something
like
creepy,
like a dummy.
Yeah.
A clown, like a clown thing or something.
Spider.
Oh, a spider.
In there.
You're not on the show anymore. You are just now fired, freshly fired. I forgot to tell you that.
I want back pay.
What's going on with you tonight, man?
Oh man, whenever Steam sales come around, one of the things I end up doing is I end up looking at my games that I've bought that
you haven't played
that I don't ever play.
I know. You really shouldn't. I mean, I do get a sense of guilt, a little sense of a guilt that comes over, but yeah, you shouldn't let it get to you too much. I mean, you bought them for whatever reason. I guess they're on cheap. The way I figure is there's going to come a day when I will likely have somehow played every single one of those games. Maybe not played them all, but I have downloaded them, installed them, and played a little bit of every single one of them. I got to figure that's bound to happen at some point.
Oh, you're one up on me, because some of them I don't even have installed. Or most of them I don't even have installed.
I'm not saying I've done that, man. No, I'm just saying there's got to come a day whenever that eventually has happened, and I have actually played a little bit of every single game that I own on Steam, which is 500 and something.
Oh, wow, you're beating me by about double.
It's because I'm horribly bad with money yet.
You have a lot of crap.
I have a lot of crap.
You have a lot of crap in yours because I looked at your list, compared it to mine, and I was like, "God, it's got so much stuff," and I was scrolling through,
and then you realize
I found like 3 or 4 things that you have that I don't, that I am interested in, and I just passed up for whatever reason, and then the rest of it I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
crap, volume 1 through 9, nope, so. It's fine. So don't. Yeah, his number is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I've been playing. I actually finally got to the Telltale Walking Dead game Friday.
That's nice to go into fresh. I wish I could do that again.
I have never played that before. That game is fantastic.
Yeah. How far did you finish it? Did you go through all 5 episodes?
I just finished episode 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which one is 3? Tell us. I don't want to guess because I don't want to ruin it for you. So tell us which one 3 is. What took place in 3?
They're on the train now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
I had actually just for the second time just replayed the first season on the Vita, and now I've been waiting for it to go on sale, whatever, for the Vita again, because I already have that save.
Right.
But if you do get a chance, play the little 5 mini episode things. Those are
the DLC,
yes.
the 400.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was it? The
300 days.
400 days.
400 days.
Yeah. Don't skip
some
that.
number of days.
Don't skip that because it's fun.
I believe as part of that stuff that you buy that it just sits there forever. I actually already have the DLC too.
There are so many times. I think more in this sale than any other time when I've looked at something and thought, hey, I'll pick that up. That's like nothing. I think that's probably a really neat little game, and it costs nothing, and I own it.
Right.
I guess I don't know where. I have no concept of where this came from because Jeremy and I would talk during the day. We would refresh as soon as the new daily deals or anything would come up, and he'd be like, "Oh man, this thing," and I'd be like, "Yeah, I would love that. I never picked that up, except I did." Evidently, no concept of where, no concept of when, how much it cost me when I did. Wasn't even aware that I owned it, which I guess is something worth feeling kind of bad about. But it's a wonderful surprise.
It is a great surprise. It's one of those like, well, here's something I like. Let me click on it, and you just play a little Steam roulette. You click on it, and it's like, here comes the decision. Am I buying this or have I already bought it? And then boom, hey, you already own this. Want to play it? No, I don't want to play it. I was just about to buy it because I wanted it, and then it says I already have it. Do you want to play it? And I say no.
I wonder if there's like any kind of is there any kind of like a web application or anything that's been built, like a Steam Roulette?
Yes, there is.
Is there?
Yes. In fact,
yeah.
Google Steam
It'll
Roulette.
like look at your library.
You'd have to sign in through your
Steam account.
You give them your user ID basically.
Okay.
Whatever.
And
your
they just
user
look
ID
at
is.
your stuff using the public access.
And you know what I do?
tools.
I click on it until a game comes up that I'm interested. Well, I will say this. It also, it looks at all of the DLC. So I'll flip through, and it'll go through, every single table of Pinball FX 2 that I have. It won't just say Pinball FX 2. It'll be like Pinball FX 2 Avengers table. You've not played any hours of this. And it's because it doesn't record the hours that you've played on DLC for those tables because they all go into one thing. So if it landed on Pinball FX 2, it'd be like, hey, you played 88 hours of this. Whereas when it lands on tables that I have put in a very good amount of time, it says, you haven't played any of this, but I actually have. So, but yeah, Steam Roulette, it's out there if you want it. But like I said,
I'll post it in chat.
That's exactly what I do with it. Just click on it until it finds something that I wanted to play. And even when it does, I'm like, I'm satisfied. There it is. Although it did land on Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. Remember
Yeah,
the first one that was for
the
360?
first one after they destroyed the series.
Yeah. So, and I was like, I'd be interested in going back to
It
that.
wasn't horrible.
I only played it with us on the 360
Yeah.
back in the day. So, have you played anything? STM Fuller?
What?
Have you played anything?
That I bought during the sale.
Maybe not. Whatever. What have you bought during the sale, by the way?
I finally went back and I bought the Steam or the season pass for BioShock Infinite.
Uh-huh.
That's I don't know. That's I got that season pass for like $5 when it was on sale a ways back. I played through both of those episodes. It was interesting in all the same ways that Infinite was interesting, and it made no sense in all the ways that Infinite made no sense. But it was kind of a neat thing to go through.
The ending of Infinite was I found that ending to be to not be too bad. It at least brought the game to an interesting point.
It did. It did do that. And I just, on the topic of that, I've always felt really divided about the game because I thought objectively much of how it was put together was just wrong. It was reprehensible. It wasn't something that they should have done at all. But emotionally, I had very intense and specific emotional reactions to that game. And I've always had to recognize that, no, I don't think it is a good game, but it is an experience that kind of left a barb in me, They really built a really great emotional component into it, even if the rest of it didn't necessarily make logical sense.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they had cut the last, let's go with half an hour of the game out, and just kind of left it at there with some sort of ending that was representative of the rest of the game, the game would have been easily forgettable.
And how often is that the case? I guess that for good or ill, the last half hour of a game doesn't match the rest of what you were doing for the previous 12 to 15. Yeah. But nevertheless, the two episodes were actually pretty good. The second one in particular.
Well, you can see how interested I've been in it. That I finally decided now to pick it up. 2 years later?
Right.
What else was I picking up? The Wolf. What was it? The Wolf Among Us.
Oh, The Wolf Among Us. Have you tried playing that at all yet?
Uh-oh.
You just killed STM Fuller.
You just took him off. Who do we have now that's on the air? I'm sorry?
It's Duke Frugal.
Oh, it's Duke Frugum. Hey, you're on the air with us.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? I was just calling because you guys were talking about the Steam sale, and
yeah, and we just totally cut off STM Fuller. Yeah, Nathan, that firing is going to stick.
You are not unfired.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. STM Fuller, if you want to call us back, or if you just want to finish your thought in the chat room, we'll relay it to the listeners. Bye to you. Exactly. I am so sorry. No, go ahead. Duke Frukum, what were you talking about?
Well, no, just you guys were just, I wasn't really calling for anything in general. I just felt like I've been watching the show for a while now. Really enjoy it. And I just, since you were talking about the sale, I'd call up, talk about what I bought, what I was playing.
I don't know what you've bought. I don't know what you're playing, but you are mad, insane at doing these crafting badges and collecting cards and doing this stuff, man. You're like level 63. You've got at least some. You've hit level 1 on every game that you own. It looks like.
Yeah, I'm not proud of most of that, just because I'm so addicted to the numbers going up on my profile. But it's not really. It is all for fun, and I'm not trying to. There's people that are way more insane than me. They're in level 300, and then you saw the guy who spent, I think, $1,000 after they talked about how they're giving away, 30, or they're giving 30 people 3 games on their wish list for free. Some guy went out and thought that maybe it was whoever spent the most, or he read it wrong. He spent $1,000. I wish I could find his username posted in the chat for everybody. He reached level 200 on the summer badge, so the Adventure 2014 badge that you have on your profile. He reached level 200, and I calculated that at least at the time, in the first 2 days, that he had to have spent over $1,000 based on the
Man,
price
that's
of the
nothing.
cards.
Wait a second. Let me post a link for you in the chat room right now. Here, go take a look this is you can only this is great radio, isn't it? You can only go look at this if you're in the chat room. But check out this guy and look at his level.
This guy.
He is level 2,750 for this team.
So I don't understand the point of that.
Oh, there cannot possibly. You can't dig your way out of that hole. I can't imagine anything with enough value, perceived or real value. I don't know. It's hilarious.
And he's on the green team. He's done all of that, and they haven't. And green team has not gotten. Has only had their one win. That was it. So yeah,
he is the green team.
Yeah, that's it. He's the green team. That's all that's on the team.
I am going through his profile though, and if you look at the rest of the badges he has, not just the summer sale, he does log hours on these games, or at least probably to get the drops, but he has at least installed and run hours on all of the badges.
So he's not just
profile.
not strictly being a whale and throwing real money at it. At
Right.
least participating in the other facets of the competition. I don't know. I think it's fun. I certainly don't begrudge anybody participating in it. I don't like this one nearly as much as I've liked things in the past. And I think, to be fair, I think a lot of it has to do with my general tastes, and the things on Steam that I've identified are things that I want. I find myself every day when the sale flips over to the new day, when it when we actually get the sales for any particular day, or a flash sale or community sale, I find that there's fewer and fewer things all the time that I'm interested in, because they are things that I've picked up and I already own. There's just not as much there for me as there was in the past.
That's exactly my experience too, just going through this recent sale. The only one I really was hoping for a big discount on was some of the newer games like Wolfenstein maybe, but I'm just going through my...
Wolfenstein's at 50%, and I've got enough in my Steam wallet to actually cover that, so... Or not covered entirely, but to bring it down into like a reasonable spend for me. And that's like the first one that I've really, really been interested in this entire time.
Yeah, same here. I picked up some games I've wanted to play, like Goat Simulator. I think it was like $7. Things under $4.99 really appeal to me. I think I picked up Descent 2 for $2. I'd love to go back and play that. Wolf Among Us 2, that was another one that I think didn't go into the $10 mark, but I think it was a little under 15 or something.
And that
like
one's
that.
that's definitely worth it. I'm not current, but I have really enjoyed everything they've done with Wolf so far.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. And the one that I just kind of dove into last night, which I stopped playing on console, and then I kind of felt guilty about it because it's one of my all-time favorite franchises, was Resident Evil 6.
I saw you playing that, yeah.
So I started that up. I was actually streaming last night on Twitch with a buddy, and we were progressing pretty quickly through the game. It's nothing like some of the past Resident Evil games, and I don't know. I went past the point of console when I was playing on console, and it's starting to get into that Capcom story where everything's ridiculous and over the top. Like at one point, did Capcom decide that they were taking their Resident Evil franchise from this gritty, zombie, kind of semi-serious, but at least it made sense, to this over-the-top, weird, these characters are so kind of parodies of themselves in a sense, and you're just kind of rolling your eyes as they have these one-liners, and I don't know. It hasn't been really an enjoyable experience so far, but it's got co-op, so that's why I picked it up.
It counts for a lot.
Co-op is one of the biggest things that I look for now.
It does. I mean, seriously, I can tell you from just sitting here with James, not just the co-op aspect, but just us talking about Sniper Elite 3, this was not on James' radar. He knew it was coming out, but he really wasn't, whatever. It wasn't anything. Of course, after we got done talking about it, he kind of now wants to get in on it, from everything that we've said. And the co-op on that, I have not tried, but it sounds a lot of fun. It's two-player, cooperative, going through. Somebody spots, somebody shoots, or somebody shoots, somebody spots, whatever the case. You can go back and forth. So really interested to getting in on that. So.
And that's only on the third one? The second one doesn't have that?
The second one doesn't. It has specific missions that you can do. It's like the co-op in Call of Duty, where it's just here. This is not part of the storyline. You can go do these missions co-op only. This one has main campaign co-op.
Yeah, that's that seems to be so. One of the things that I always talk about that should be the direction game developers take it is it should be drop-in co-op, even if it's not significant to the story. I don't care what game it is. And this is 2014. This is me speaking from just multiplayer and wanting to play with somebody. But whatever game you make, there should be a co-op element to it that just allows you to play with somebody through the main story. Like, how much more fun do you think Fallout 3 would be, or Fallout New Vegas, with a co-op style drop-in like
any of those
like
giant open world games would, I think,
And I
benefit
wouldn't
with
even
that.
mind if it disabled some of the core elements of the game. You'd obviously have to disable something like VATS. There could be like no any pause function would be disabled. But
I don't know. VATS could work. I mean, it works in like Killing Floor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't have any experience with that. So
yeah, I mean, Killing Floor's got an element where if you hit, I actually don't really know what it takes for it to get in this mode, but you start killing zombies, and all of a sudden it'll go into this slow down kind of. I'm sorry, it's not step through where it is on Fallout, where you can
right
exact position to shoot an enemy, but it's at least slow motion, and it causes your other players to go in slow motion.
Yeah, I was also
too.
going to say the multiplayer in Sniper Elite V3 has, or no, I say V3 because I guess it's because they named it V2 when they did the sequel. But Sniper Elite 3 multiplayer does have the bullet kill cam. It doesn't slow down time when you do your hold your breath thing like it does in the main campaign.
Right.
But when you fire a kill shot, it does the whole slow motion bullet travel thing and then X-ray kill cam thing. So. But yeah, it is in there, and like Multal was saying, the Payday 2 with the mask putting on and getting down, that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's in there as well. So, well, Dick, we appreciate you calling. Fuller has actually called back, so we're going to grab him and get his final thoughts here, and then we got to run. But thanks for calling, man. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much.
Yep. No, thank you guys. Take care.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thanks so much. And now hit the red button for Fuller there. Don't hit the button that Hank. Hey, you there, Fuller?
Yeah. He figured out how to work the little
Like I said, to
console
my defense, I've
thing.
never had two calls.
At the same time.
No, it's always been one person that's
How
ever
long have you
called
been
in.
listening to the show? We never get more than like one call at a time, much less one call at all.
So it is a legitimate defense.
Okay. I'm calling out to everyone in the chat room for the next episode. Everybody call at the same time.
There you go, man. Get some practice in. They won't do it. Nobody.
No, that's acceptable though. I
So
hope it
rare we
happens.
get phone
I
calls.
will be
We
here,
like
so I
phone
really
calls.
hope it happens.
Yeah, he won't be. James will be here for the next one, but we like phone calls. We just never get them. I don't know if it's the radio thing or just people don't want to talk to us. I don't know what it is, but we get a lot of talking in the chat room. So, and we're happy with that. So you can finish your thought. You've got about 3 minutes to do so.
You were mentioning Wolf, right? You said you picked up Wolf.
Yeah, I picked up A Wolf Among Us. I also picked up Double Dragon Neon.
What is that?
It's a double.
It's the
double-
80s version.
Oh, okay.
It's Double Dragon.
I just Neon. I don't know. It's like
I don't know.
It's like a
Yeah,
Blood
so-
Dragon version of Double Dragon,
That would be awesome.
wouldn't it? Everything needs a Blood Dragon version of itself.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Only it's more 2D.
Yeah, I can accept that.
It's like me and my 8-year-old we're sitting around the computer playing that. So yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, you're gonna love Wolf. I think you're gonna love Wolf Among Us. I'm enjoying Wolf Among Us more than I'm enjoying season 2 of Walking Dead. Did you ever get around?
Yeah, no, I played a little bit more, but I'm still not current
Okay.
on everything, so
Yeah.
hold your breath on that.
Yeah, no, not gonna say anything.
But yeah, I would have to agree. I really like what they're doing on Wolf. I feel like the engine's being pushed maybe a little bit too close to its capabilities. But I really, really like it. I like that universe. I like the story and the characters. I like the things they're able to do. I enjoy it a lot.
Well, I'll tell you, The Walking Dead sold me on Wolf Among Us.
I can see that. I can understand that completely. If they could pull off The Walking Dead, then you have to believe that they can treat essentially any other story with as much respect. That doesn't stop me, of course, being incredibly skeptical of the Game of Thrones thing in particular.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. That's
Right?
yeah. I don't know how that'll work, but of course they got Borderlands coming out, so I'm not as familiar with the universe of Borderlands, but I don't necessarily know that you have to be because they're just telling their little story. and I think it'll work. I will say it'll probably not hit. I don't know how well Wolf is doing as far as sales and stuff, but I know Walking Dead did great. I don't know how well Wolf is doing. That's a completely different property. However, it does involve characters that most people are familiar with. In a different setting, of course, but characters you're familiar with.
Sure.
Borderlands 2 is like, I don't know.
There's a lot more creativity and invention and room for exploration there.
Very.
I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, with Walking Dead, you're riding on the coattails of a very successful TV show and comics and all that kind of stuff. Wolf Among Us. I'm not even sure. Is this a comic?
Yes,
yeah,
it is. Fables. Actually, it's a series of comics, and the Wolf Among Us is actually a prequel to the starting point of the comics narration, which means that they are incredibly limited in terms of what they can do with certain characters and where they can actually end up. And there's a big question mark over how much more of it they'll actually be able to do. But yes, it actually references well understood arrangements and versions of those characters. So yeah, Borderlands is going to give them a lot more breathing room.
Yeah, because you do pretty much anything with Borderlands.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, Fuller, we appreciate you calling, man, but we got to run.
All right.
Thanks so much. Do it again next week. Call us again next week.
Yeah,
Thanks so much for calling in.
All right.
We appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for joining us in the chat room, as well as everybody who is listening to us on the stream or even on the radio. We really appreciate it, and we thank you so much for listening. We thank everybody for calling in. Thanks to everybody who grabs us each week from iTunes or however you get our show for later use. We really appreciate it. Check out ingamechat.net. You can join us on Twitter, Facebook, our forums at colonyofgamers.com, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're on Steam, we've got a Steam group. Join up with us over there and other listeners and play games with us. I'll be looking for a co-op partner for Sniper 3 because I don't know if this guy knows how to do it after he fumbled with the phones. I'm just kidding. No. You know what? He isn't fired, but he might not be back next week because he didn't want to take this. So, anyway, we'll see you next week. Everybody have a great week and enjoy the Steam sales. Enjoy your games. We'll talk to you later. Here's music from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.